This is your daily market review for Wednesday, September 7th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at ADBE Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Wednesday, September 6th, 2023. Looking good, folks. A lot of folks who've been paying attention to this channel know that we anticipated the first drop would get bought, and then the next sell-off would be coming after potentially Labor Day, especially once the evidence confirmed a markup for unloading. And today you got more of the start of the unloading. Get into the evidence, why this is going to be a bigger move than most anticipate, and what to expect. Again, will it happen tomorrow? Straight line move down to zero? No. Be familiar with how markets move. This is not a one-day event. Get comfortable. It's getting into the scary season. Remember, I said a million times, if you've been paying attention to this channel, September, October can be extremely scary for the market because institutions, money managers, hedge funds, name it, their performance reviews and yearly bonuses are starting to get calculated. If the market starts to get crushed, what will they do? Take the money and run. All right, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you want to follow on YouTube, again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Back to Basics Education Trading Series is on YouTube and my website, thetradingagent.com. There it is. Check out the markets account, 5.3%. I think it's well worth it. Fed Watch Tool, let's update this. I mean, PAAS has got to be almost 100% now. No way. Yeah, 93%. I'm waiting for when it's going to be cut. Because if the market gets blasted, you will see cut. And what we talked about with materials and all sorts of the fun stuff, the time to buy will be what? When the Feds decide to pivot. Bitcoin probably in the same boat. Doesn't really look good. It's just holding up. Let me refresh it just to make sure because it feels like it's stuck. Nope, it's still stuck. Ain't going anywhere. Oil. Getting interesting because this is the thing. The Feds are screwed. We talked about this. The Feds are screwed if oil's rallying. If it gets up into the 90 level, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Natural gas, I mean, yawner, going nowhere fast. Dollar, volatility. We've talked about, keep an eye on this. It broke out of our next range, and it's getting pretty sloppy and wide, right? Bonds, we talked about there would be bought, and then be careful. They might be a higher low or a retest. Watch the 93 level. Watch the 93 level. Definitely some pain in the bond market. And the volatility is picking up. Speaking of volatility, oh, hey, VIX. Okay, going into OPEX next week. I mean, if it's up into OPEX, don't be surprised if it pulls back some, but we talked about this being a bottom. You're welcome. VIX, again, pointed the way. The VIX of the VIX said something. We had that doji day when the VIX was down there, and then it's like, oop, left-right combo, and then gets back into the range, right? Whatever range you want to draw it as. And guess what? Volatility followed. Look at the SPY today, right? Holds 20-day at the 50-day. We talked about, again, the first bounce we get bought, or sorry, the first drop. I honestly didn't think we get much higher than this, but we did. But that's just part of the game. You don't know you don't know anything for certain. Remember? Here we are, 20-50-day, chop around. QQQ. Said watch what happens up here, right? All right, we're back in the channel, potentially the zone. All gaps don't have to fill. Remember, all dogs don't go to heaven either. Keep an eye on that because we talked about that. People are all anticipating the gap to fill, and I'm telling you, get people buying dumb people to buy going, oh, I'll sell when the gap fills. The market knows. The nose knows, right? The MM knows. ADBE, we talked about it. Ugh, look at that. Crushed. Talked about the DIA not looking right. 3-day range failed yesterday. More failure today. Talked about gold and silver leading. You're welcome. We talked about the 3-day range broken yesterday. Gap down. Goodbye. Silver, another leader, right? We talked about it. Like it couldn't get over its range. Whew. Smackdown. Remember, miners lead too. We talked about them hitting, back testing the trend line, 50-day. Remember, the reason why gold and silver are interesting at this point because they show liquidity, right? Pivoting, not really happening yet. Not even close. GDXJ looks like crap. Run through these AG, close at the low of the day. How awesome for them. Ugly. AEM, just chopping around. Doesn't really look good. Newmont, flat. Again, this thing's been on the floor. PAAS. That was XDiv today. Okay, no wonder it got bought a little bit. This thing got beaten. Let's get into tech because this is where it gets real fun for the shorty. All right, Taiwan Semi, we said, watch what happens when it gets up into this box. It barely got into the box. This thing is toast. Micron, you're welcome. We talked about the 71 area. Looks really interesting to me. Shorty, now you have a 3-day range. You take note. Take out the 69, mid 69s. Ay caramba, see you later. AM Dizzle. We talked about the 50-day, 2-day range. That's where it probably popped to. Remember, watch the video. We talked about we expected a bounce. NVIDIA, everybody thinks it's getting to 500. I'm calling this the Bob Barker special. Close enough to 500, but not over. So guess what? In his honor, your honor, because I think this move is over. Let's redraw the fib, and let's be completely honest. Right? Like everybody was waiting to sell at 500 plus on a retest. You didn't get it. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Oh, interesting how that was the fib right there, 0.35. I love when they line up. Love it. Oh, I love when they line up. So anyway, at this point, toast. If you're short this NVDS, awesome. Intellectual property, holding up. That candle yesterday was ugly. Remember, this has multiple day ranges, sometimes at highs. SMH. We talked about this one. Potentially getting up into the 155s, went a little higher. Everyone said, hey, the gap's going to fill. Not looking like it. Adobe. You're welcome. 1.618. Chopping. Apple. We warned folks. Does the Apple gap have to fill? If it's a pro gap, no, it doesn't. Oh, China says we're not going to buy Apple products. Uh-oh. Game on if you're short this stuff. Again, Amazon got told, oh, it's going to 150, 160. I'm like, no, it's not. This is a pivot point. In my opinion, now below the 20-day. See you later. CRM. Interesting bounce back at the close. Watch this. I mean, it's giving you short opportunities. Guggenheim riding the lightning of the channel. Uh-oh. Is this a failure? Meta stuck here in the 300 level. Watching it. Keep an eye on it. Microsoft, I know some people shorted this on the pop today. Makes sense. 50-day. This area. Keep an eye on it. NDAQ. Yeah. All right. It's been smoked a little bit. It's not surprised. It has a little bouncy bounce. MicroStrategy. We talked about failing up here. Seems to be holding this level. Once it fails, I think it's going back down farther. Netflix, if you shorted this in the 450s, congratulations. Got multiple day range. Keep an eye on it. Roblox, we talked about this would get squeezed at some point because shorts would probably start going elsewhere. Well, look at that. I mean, it's gotten blasted. 46 down to 26. There you go. Little short reprieve pop. And Tesla, if you shorted this yesterday at the 50-day or the last couple days, sorry, actually yesterday because it dropped and popped. All right, keep an eye on it. It's trading in a range. Let's get into materials. X, I mean, this thing is this going to get bought out? Seems to be holding high and tight. Nucor failed at the 170s. Uh-oh, watch out. Caterpillar, love it. You got another opportunity when this popped yesterday. Watch the 20-day. Once the 20-day breaks, adios VALE, other global growth name that oversold rally, gets the 100-day. It's starting to roll. Arrow, copper. Uh-oh, breaking the 20-day. Come on, bring this thing down. I want to see it. I want to see it much lower. I'd love to see it down in the teenagers range. CCJ, been holding up. Uranium, keep an eye. It's at channel highs. The CF of CFs popped. I don't remember why it popped, but I don't like that. I mean, you could actually short that because that could be a novice gap double top with a hammer. Mosaic, is this breaking the trend? Uh-oh. I mean, this is things you want to see if you think CF is going to fail. NTR. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. AA global growth name. Can't get off of the floor. Does a little bounce. I mean, it's interesting. The volume popped up. We've seen this before at the lows, and then it chopped around. I don't know. It's probably easier trades out there. XLF, we talked about this filling the gap and failing. Watch the 200-day. JP Morgan, we said something was wrong with this, right? It wasn't like in the last couple of days, we thought it'd get up here. No, it's making lower lows and the 100-day. Uh-oh. Morgan Stanley, this thing was beaten, so it bounced. Now it's coming back down. Looks like it. Goldman Sachs, talked about trend line hold. Comes right back to the trend. Oh, man, if the trend breaks, keep an eye on that one. KRE, we said 20, 50-day in this box area. Couldn't even get into the gap. Uh-oh. Breaks the 100-day. I mean, this is where it gets all ugly. XBI, check this out, right? Talked about getting into the 80s. Failure. Showed these yesterday, right? The XLI industrials. Look at this stuff. A lower high, failed 20, 50 day. Remember transports talked about watch these. Uh-oh. Making new lows. Uh-oh. Housing. Sorry, this is materials. Back test the trend line. Look at the housing. It had a little bounce today, but look at this. Gets back in the highs. Look at that big red. Keep an eye on this stuff. All right, back into regular schedule programming. Tan. Uh-oh. Hits the 20-day. Told you guys this thing was going to bounce in the mid-50s. Man, that's a pathetic bounce. Look at AMPH. Sedge. These things can't even go anywhere. These are just not good. These things are probably going to get slaughtered. Someone's going to get really mad at me, and they're going to blame me, and they're going to say, oh, you created hysteria on these things. I'm like, no, solar sucks. Told you. If oil's coming down, solar's going to get beaten. First solar, if you shorted this up in the 190 plus, looking pretty good. HYG, we said watch this because, again, if corporate debt starts turning over, the market could roll. Again, stuck. Can't get to over 75. Rolling over. Oil, again, popping them, holding up pretty well. Can't argue that. 2-day range, keep an eye on it. Natural gas, I mean, if you bought UNG, you better have sold it. Not going anywhere. The good XOP. Now, again, this one is holding up, but be worried. This could be a novice gap and a pivot. Again, multi-day pivot, outside reversal, potential. Just keep an eye on it, okay? Because a lot of people are like, oh, oil and gas to the moon. I'm like, if the market pulls back, oil and gas ain't going to the moon. ExxonMobil held up pretty well today. But yesterday's candle's really ugly, y'all. Really ugly. Keep an eye on it. Occidental, we talked about this one. Buffett probably selling more calls. He's probably selling 60s, 55s, maybe some 50s. Covered call king, playa. PXD hits the 245 area a little. Look at this, new highs. Is this a novice gap trap? No volume. Nobody was there to buy it today. EQT, we talked about the 44 level. Hitting, rejecting, not again, this novice gap and then failure. Because again, who buys at the highs and gaps? Not you, not me. Retail. Do you know who retail is? Dumb money. Dumb money that chases. So keep an eye on that one. And we'll end it with Flex LN Jizzle. Going nowhere. We've talked about, we'd like this as a juicy dividend yield. 75 cents on a $30 stock. Yeah, that's pretty solid. And you get 3 of those a year, or 4 of those a year. Yum. So again, I appreciate all the live influences, people dropping charts, getting involved, hitting me up. I appreciate all that. Appreciate the generous donations. Got some awesome donations again. Again, it's not required. But when the student is ready, the teacher appears, I really appreciate it because I know people are taking this information and making money off of it. It's all for free. And this is the thing. I've thought about charging for a service, but then it's like people won't take it serious unless you charge tens of thousands of dollars, which I really want to make this affordable for folks. Maybe there'll be different tiers of stuff in time, but at this point, it's like teaching people how to trade. The market's meant to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people, and then you realize like most people get slaughtered. I've gotten slaughtered at some point. That's where I'm trying to give back because I always know when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and you learn through your mistakes. Hopefully your tuition bill will be much, much lower than mine and some of the other people who've been participating in the markets. Because again, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know the experience of the market. You don't understand why even the Stock Trader's Almanac is. Like I can tell you why the Stock Trader Almanac was written the way it is because I've been trading for 20 years watching this stuff day to day, closely, some years more than others. Now some weeks more than others. But like I just wanted to, let people know like there's a rhythm and a rhyme to the market. So going into the rest of the week, the information, the data is still, pretty light, if I remember correct. Yeah, it's pretty light. First week after Labor Day. So keep in mind, just keep an eye on it. I'm going to be heading out of town tomorrow afternoon. I will try to get a recap done. If not, there'll be a weekend recap. Either way, you'll be safe. You'll be fine. If you're shorting, you want to trade around your positions. And if you have excellent trade position and you are confident in them and you can set your stops, there's probably not much to really do other than go on vacation. Luckily, this was pre-planned, so I'm not just disappearing out of ego. I'm getting confident. No, just got to let it ride. I think, in my opinion, some of the stuff that I'm short, you guys know. NVDA, CAT, semiconductors, short Qs, short SPOOs. I mean, should have shorted gold and the miners didn't do that, right? Got some Amazon, got a little Apple. I've got a little bouquet of tech shorts, and I have no problem holding them. And so, all right, if you have any questions, again, check out the Calendly link. If you feel like dropping a donation, please DM me and let me know that it was you. How can I help you? What have you learned? Why did you feel like dropping a donation? Because again, I love the feedback. How can I help you? All right, I will talk to you guys and gals mañana. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.